recorded live from a not-so-secret suite-level studio.
I'm the capo. He's the prez.
And this is Sons of Ben, the pod. Welcome back to Sons of Ben, the pod. Adam and Devin and everyone out there, this episode can only be one number. It's kind of a disappointment, so I'm hoping this pod isn't as disappointing as this man's career. Corey Simon.
So, yeah, it's fair.
He came out like gangbusters. Then after 04,
what I'm thinking of is how great I made him in my Madden careers when I was using the Eagles. Like, he actually made a couple Pro Bowls when I had control of Corey Simon. But I understand. Yes.
Yeah, he might have been like the Christian Okoye of defensive lineman then.
But this is
he
fun.
He was good
though.
at Madden, but then it just fizzled out.
But this is fun, and we're about to enter the obscure hockey player numbers, and I'm really excited about that.
Oh, we are getting into hockey, and like I said, pretty soon we're going to be doing Jersey math. Not New Jersey math, but we'll be combining two players to get a number.
There's got to be like a couple NASCAR numbers we can keep running.
Fuck,
the
no.
100s.
No, that ain't ever going to happen.
Formula One?
No.
Cornhole?
Nope. Not,
Okay.
Maybe your fantasy frisbee league.
There
We can
you
do
go.
that, you know?
Fantasy Frisbee League. Jesus.
It's a fantasy that you think it's a real sport.
First off.
So that's where we go. So we are on episode 90, Corey Simon, live from Subaru Park in an unknown suite because we don't want the sponsors getting mad that we're like stealing all their chafing dishes and everything in here.
There's a crock pot that suspiciously doesn't have macaroni and cheese in it, and I'm kind of upset.
I know. So let's get to the housekeeping. Speaking of stealing, Beer of the Pod, Yards and 2SP. Thanks for letting us drink your beer, boys. And we will be announcing some new sponsors soon. We'll talk about that during the tailgate thing.
Well, wait, Matt, what are you actually drinking? I feel
I've
like we
got
never
the Yards-
actually talk about what we're
I've
drinking.
got the Yards Loyal Lager.
Yes, you have the Yards Loyal Lager. What do you got, Devin?
We've got the Delco Lager from 2SP here.
Yeah, both me and Delco are rocking the 2SP Delco Lager, and I think, I was struggling there with the vocabulary.
These are words.
You know what?
Use your words.
Once upon a
You
time,
said
I
St.
knew how
Joe's
to speak.
education of yours.
Look, man, the hawk will never die, but it won't know how to speak.
He just stutters all the way through life, but that's fine. All right, let's get to the news. Everybody renew. Numbers are climbing good, but if you don't renew, you don't get the perks. You don't get the $10 tailgates. You don't get the discounts. You don't get the love. So renew when you can, and you'll be all happy to hear that the kits are in and they're going to be hitting the mail. Or you can show up at an event and you can pick it up in person. But all the kits are in. We finally got everything. And for all you that have been going, I bought my thing in December. Yeah, we kind of wait till we see some numbers coming in. Then we can order in quantity. And then we have to wait for customs and FedEx and supply chain things. And then hand stuff these. Plus, we didn't have any off season. So the fact that we had kits ready February 20-something-ish was pretty amazing. So good job on everyone on the board for getting those ready and all our suppliers.
We need to have a counter where he peels behind the curtain and like tells something about like what we're doing behind the scenes with this, like just once every how many times we let people understand how like the
Jim's behind the curtain. Jim's behind the curtain.
For as
you had it the first time.
The
second time was much worse. Second time
for
was
as
much
many
worse.
emails as we get about this, I feel like I have to keep saying
No,
it, my
I'm
friend.
here for it, but it's great though. It's just like there's never been an organization I've been a part of where people can see the guts of more than the Sons of Ben.
We live in the light, my friend. We live in the light. And speaking of living the light, FIFA, they are going to be announcing the host cities. I heard in April, so keep your thoughts and prayers for Philadelphia2026.com. If you haven't signed up, you better sign up. Adam, come on, man. It's a life.
I
Come
know.
on, man.
I know. You would think that how many years I've been doing this now?
You think after
Yeah.
maybe by episode 91 you'll get it right.
No,
But
Sergey Fedorov.
and
that's the
even
one.
even Adam at the McGillans thing finally signed up for Philadelphia2026.com. So
Here's the thing. I authentically thought I was. But in classic me fashion, I don't actually sign up for anything. I just assume people do things for me.
use
and
other
then,
emails. That's fine. Use your Gmail. Use your Yahoo.
Is that going to help?
Use your, yeah.
Oh,
the more the merrier,
I got
man.
like 6 emails. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Go for it.
All right, cool.
We got some pod news coming soon. We keep teasing it, but like I said, we should in a week or two be announcing some pretty cool stuff. But we have to basically kidnap the person, drag them in here, convince them to do what we want them to do. And we'll go from there. So that's the news.
Let's not peel behind that curtain.
Yeah, let's not peel back that curtain.
Not admit to crimes on the pod.
But speaking of crimes against everything, Devin, Discord, how's that going?
Discord's great. Fuck, hold on.
Oh, look at that! Perfect pod is gone.
Yeah, there goes the one take.
You
don't
keep
edit
it.
this.
Keep
you
it.
keep
Keep
this
it.
because you edit and make yourself
Just-
look like a
just
fucking
like a-
rock star.
Whoa.
But not
And
only
we look
that-
like stammering fools.
Actually,
Not
I'll
only
have
that.
you know, I put out the last podcast, did not edit any of it. So
because
Well,
you didn't
good.
talk much. That's why.
No,
When you talk and mess up, then you edit the crap out of it, and some of us can hear it.
Like I want people to understand what frustration Devin sounds like because I hear it 4 times a tailgate.
listen, I just
you
wanted to
should-
see if anybody got the predictions right in the Discord before I went and talked some shit.
We cannot bring Willow back to a podcast or to a tailgate while Devin is working it because he gets like half distracted by
No.
like the Willow,
No.
and then he goes, "It's just I need less distractions from Devin.
I don't know who's
leave your entire family at home, Devin. I need you focused
enough.
on the.
I don't know who's running around crazy, or Willow or Devin during those tailgates.
yeah.
No, 1,000%
Yeah.
Devin, but it's fun to watch him do it.
No, so
So, did anyone predict a 1-1 tie on
no,
the
we
Discord?
only had a 2-2 draw that was predicted. So that was the
Okay.
closest anybody got, and that was by somebody that lives in Germany. So there is that. So they're
They're not getting the prize. Yeah.
The Europeans are just like, we know what this is. You kids are over here like 4-0. It's like, no, you get a 2-2, and you.
But yeah, let's. So save the date. We've got Nashville May 1st. You're going to be torn. Some people are going to be at Broad Street. Some people are going to be on Broadway. But one way or the other.
Oh, Dolly.
Yeah, Dolly. March 19th, New York City bus trip. Last I heard, it's sold out.
Oh, damn. So I can't get on?
We may think about bus number dos. We have to see.
2 buses.
Two buses
So
to
could
New
be
York.
2 buses.
We probably
we're
need 2
trying to
buses.
we're trying to work this out, but bus trip's already sold out. So if you're interested, reach out to Mike Blankenmeyer.
People, if there's a away trip you want to be on, is it not this one? Like, is it not? First off, it's not that far. Obviously the easiest one is Red Bull, but this one's probably the second easiest one to get to.
Unless you're the bus driver.
Unless you're the bus. Look,
Doing
man,
a K-turn in the Bronx.
the Bronx / Harlem can be complicated. I
Yeah.
understand, but also, legit, it's just the feeling about this team. This is an organic rivalry that's sprouting here. This isn't like let's burn a couple of Red Bulls in the middle of the parking lot and let's see if it catches. We don't like each other as organizations. So I'm like, if you want to get your frustration out from the playoffs last year, if you want to let these people know, especially since no one's going to be in Yankee Stadium this year except NYCFC. So we'll just have the run of the place. So come on, get on this bus with us. Let's go party.
Will we still have to follow MLB rules though when we're there?
That is a really good question. If Major League Baseball isn't in operation, do we have to follow their rules?
Yeah, because we play there after the postseason. The
Yes.
Yankees don't make it. We still have to follow their damn rules.
That is, look, it's bizarre.
crap. It's
How bizarre.
crap.
So wait, is New York City climbing the ranks for our top rivalry? Who's okay? Let me get a Sons of
Okay.
Ben pod top
Wow.
3 rivals.
Okay, Matt, you can give me your top 3 because it probably did different from my top 3.
Atlanta's number 1.
Okay.
Ooh,
Wow. Okay.
that's a big one.
That's a biggie.
Yeah, that's number
It's a
1.
hot take.
That's a hot take. That is a
Because of recent events.
It's
I'm,
not-
I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna keep this on the East Coast. I'm not going West Coast.
You
crap. I'm
ain't
keeping
go
it.
deep. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna say New York City because of recent events,
Yes.
and now because of how they're finally performing, New England.
Okay.
Okay, wow.
Okay.
So
Yes.
none of the traditional
No, like,
rivals.
Literally
there.
none of the traditional.
None of the
ones.
traditional.
No,
Okay.
no, because
Yeah.
they don't really. I mean, New York City only because of really last year.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, no. In New York, DC, maybe, but DC's hot garbage right now, so no.
DC is kind of hot garbage.
All right,
That's
Adam, what do you got?
All right, so we gotta go in reverse order here. Number 3, I'm giving it to the New York Red Bulls. Look, you got 2 playoff games that were like classics.
yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously heartbreak for New Jersey, but classics for Philadelphia.
Let me give you my football comparison to that.
Yeah.
To me, that is the Eagles-Dallas rivalry.
No
where
way.
it's like people hate it, but then you realize that team sucks. Why do we hate Dallas so much?
No,
They
no,
haven't
of
been
course.
relevant. They haven't beat the Eagles in anything that matters. Neither have the Red Bulls.
No,
the
but-
Red Bulls
but yes.
are the 1990s rivalry.
Of course.
Yeah,
I'm not.
you go with your list.
look,
I'm
it's
just
3.
saying that's how I feel about the
It
Red
was
Bull.
3.
Yeah,
It's 3.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2, New York City Football Club. And the only reason why it's not higher is because I believe it's going to take them like 5 more minutes to get to their level with us as we are with them. Because I believe if we beat them, it would be the reverse, and we would have that kind of alacrity going that way.
Oh, if they felt like they got cheated out of something, yeah.
I mean, look, for right now, it's their biggest rival will be New York Red Bull, obviously, for everything in between. And remember when they tried to manufacture Orlando because Kaká was there, and they just came into the league at the same
together.
time.
Yeah,
you know, there's other
just like
rivals.
Atlanta tried to
exactly
have a rivalry with Orlando, and Orlando's hot garbage too.
Number one is the New England Revolution, and I believe it's because of the fact that we played them 47 times in the last 3 seasons, and most of those games meant something. We're the last 2 Supporter Shields winners. For argument's sakes, us and New England and NYCFC are probably the 3 best teams in the Eastern Conference, and it plays off the classic Boston-Philadelphia rivalry. Like, I think it touches all of the notes. I think New England.
And it's funny, between us, out of our top 3, we had 4 teams.
Yeah.
I had Atlanta, then we had everything.
Yeah.
Out of all those teams, Red Bulls are the only ones that do it right. They have their own stadium.
Yep.
They don't play in someone else's stadium. They have an academy.
Yep.
They're the only people that do it right. Everybody else, wrong.
Well, they in the defense of the Citizens/Pigeons, they did just sign a 14-year-old yesterday to a homegrown contract, so they're trying to develop that academy.
They're probably using him to build little bricks, because they're making their new stadium out of Legos. So
Look,
that's why they need the children.
Even if they build it out of Legos, they'll still be better than the lack of stadium that they have.
It'll probably be bigger than the pitch they have in New York City.
Not to digress, but they're making a stadium out of shipping containers, and I think Qatar. And I know it's obviously shitty because it's Qatar, but at the same time, kind of smart.
Interesting.
Kind of smart. If it works. For your temporary stadium
I'm open
building.
to it. I'm open to it.
It's better than Manaus in Brazil that hasn't seen a game in 7 years.
Better than some of those bleachers they put in the Russian stadiums, but we won't talk about that just yet. We'll get into Russia later.
Let's hold on now.
No, so speaking of all these rivalries, we have travel planned. We have got a bunch of stuff going on for. We've got Nashville. We talked about. We have LA. We have Portland. We're talking Columbus. We're talking Cincinnati. So we do have a lot of travel. So just if you don't get the knack, subscribe to it. That's where it all breaks. And then the social media, we let you know what's going on. And of course, Vince at PhillySportTrips.com helps us out with a lot of that. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff. Now, I will say, we know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world today, and we're not oblivious to it. So I want to say thanks to Ryan Bross for his contribution to putting the Ukrainian flag on the tifo on the railing, something we were talking about for a bit. I just want to let people know out there on Twitter, like, Jesus God, dude, do you know how much bandwidth we have? Like, if you really want us to do something, why don't you help out? You know who you are. You know who I'm talking about. We had Ryan Bross locked in a cave. Devin, what was your week leading up to the tailgate like?
I mean, I didn't have anything outside of work and Sons of Ben for at least 3 days straight.
Yeah, I know. I spent 2 days just on beer runs alone for stuff. And we all have families and jobs. Like, we appreciate, but, y'all can help out, or you can get off our asses because we know stuff's going on out there. We'll get to it. Calm down. That's my little rant.
Is the number one CEO of just disrespecting the members, man.
It's not disrespecting the members. This is not disrespecting the members at all. This is calling you out on your bullshit. Just like I called out people.
He just pepper spraying a couple.
Just like calling people out in the beer line when we have a huge, and we'll talk about the tailgate, huge line for the beverage trailer. So we go out with cans to hand them off to people, and your friend goes, oh, well, people just put them in their pocket. So I go, oh, hell no. So I sat there and go, hey, y'all want beer? Open it, get out of the line, or you wait in line. If you put it in your pocket, you're getting your ass kicked. This isn't hating on the members. This is keeping people correct.
Just keeping everybody in line.
Doing the right thing.
Keeping everybody in line.
We're doing a tailgate for $10 for God's sakes. Yeah. You ain't got to stuff your pockets with beer. You ain't that desperate, I hope.
I've gone to reading the ingredients for the beer as Matt went through that whole thing, and the Surgeon General says do not drink this
while angry.
While angry.
Well, hey, listen, let's get into it. Opening season tailgate. I was there. Devin was there. Adam showed up for a bit.
My God, I was there for 2 whole hours.
No, you were there. You were there bright and early, man.
Longer than average.
Right? That was more than I'm usually there.
You got there almost in time for the smoke meeting. which was
Look,
good.
because I know my
I
girlfriend.
didn't think you were going to be late for a smoke meeting, but it's a different kind of smoke.
I was there exactly when the smoke meeting was happening, but they didn't tell me what kind of smoke, so therefore I was very confused upon my arrival. I was like, I'm sorry, why is it blue? I feel like that's a problem.
So, no, opening tailgate, my God. 9 a.m., 31 degrees, over 400 people. Still haven't gotten my head wrapped around the amount of kegs and cases and cans, and want to thank, of course, Yards, of course, 2SP, but the new friends of the tailgate, Heineken and their family of beverages, as well as Twisted Tea, who is Boston Beer Dogfish Head. Twisted Tea came out. Emily came out like Santa Claus, handing out Twisted Tea swag like it was, drunken Santa Claus was in the lot. It was crazy. Who was the DJ again?
Ascendance.
Yeah.
Ascendance music over there now.
Yeah.
He killed it too.
He crushed that. That
what
was
an amazing
quality
job by him.
DJ.
And a little peel behind the curtain for him. He'll be back for March 12th versus San Jose. So go get your tickets there.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of y'all since I will not be there, but yeah, we can get into that in a minute too.
Yeah, so the literally what a great tailgate. I mean, shout out to all of you that came out.
Shout out to all the volunteers, man. That was,
Yeah.
I mean, we had a ton of new faces too, which is great to see. We really can't do the tailgate without the volunteers, especially the size we did. We could buy as much beer as we want. We could buy as much food as we want, but without the volunteers to serve the beer and to cook the food, it's
and then
a
even
little
the
rough,
little
so.
things like we did breakfast and then lunch. You can't do that without the volunteers. I'm forgetting his name, and please forgive me, but he had too much booze for his wedding, so we had a mimosa bar.
Yes,
made up.
yes.
So my girlfriend TC actually manned the mimosa bar next to the beer trailer, and y'all flew through that before it was 6 or 7 bottles of champagne were gone before I turned around. Like I was popping bottles for her, like, here you go. Yeah, we're empty. Oh, we're done. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah,
so
no, it was,
y'all
it
came
was
thirsty.
such a great morning, and and like for exactly like you said, 9 a.m. to come stand in a lot in 30-degree weather, and y'all came out. So I mean,
Yeah, it's only going to get bigger and better, and we want to thank
Oh,
our current roster of sponsors, and then we've got some new ones that Devin and I are talking about that I got meetings this week, and if we get these guys, it's going to be crazy. Like Dietz and Watson is back on. We're going to have another beer sponsor to help out because y'all are thirsty and you're crushing us. Good for you, but we'll just keep people coming. So, yeah, the tailgates are great, so get your tickets early, man. I mean, just, and join. If you're not a member and you're thinking, oh, why should I be a member? It's not just the kit. Just think about it. 3 tailgates and you paid for your membership kit. Just 3 tailgates.
Just 3 simple down payments of showing up and drinking
$9.99.
beer.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday. So, all right, get to the Union news. Guys, we had opening day.
There was a soccer match?
There was a soccer match after your smoke meeting.
I couldn't tell.
yeah, not much happened after the smoke meeting.
No, it was look, that was good soccer. It was soccer.
Well,
I saw soccer happen.
Let's get everything lit up. It started opening day. There was a big old drum.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Friend of the pod, Sebastian Latou, banged the drum. I missed it.
so did I.
I think that Adam saw
Adam,
it.
did you see the drum?
It.
Yeah.
I did see it because you guys work so hard with the tailgate and have to do the cleanup. I'm in there to make sure my knuckleheads are getting the job.
Well, you had to march in, so we
Which I missed
we had
half
to-
of it.
yeah.
Yeah, honest with you. Shout outs to Bill and Jarrett for always holding that down. So
And
I didn't
Bob.
have to. And Bob.
Bob was there.
And Eric.
And Eric, yeah. Yeah, so the march went in. Sebastian Latou's on the big drum. Big Don was in the house. I don't know if did I talk to you about this?
Man. No, I didn't even hear you talk about it. I went on Twitter and saw Don
I also
Garber's
saw this on
post
Twitter.
with Matt's face in it. I'm like, what?
like we didn't see or talk to Matt several times for the rest of the day, and he
I don't tell you
mentioned
my
none of it.
business. I don't tell you my business.
Not important.
No, Don Garber's Instagram will tell us on your
Yeah.
behalf. That's all.
So we get through the security gate. It's TC, my cousin Rich, buddy Steve. For some reason, my dad disappeared right away to go to the restroom or something. And I see Don and Tim McDermott. And I just, being a wise ass, go, hey, Don, what's up? And he looks over and goes, oh, hey, Matt. And he walks over. And TC's like, who's that? I go, that's the commissioner of the league. She goes, how does he know you? I'm like, I don't have probably on a security list
Because
somewhere.
because the knuckleheadness that is Matt Ganazik. That's why the commissioner of the league is like, I know this guy.
Don, Tim, Dan, they came over. We had a little chat, and then they're like, let's get pictures. We're like, that's a bad idea, but okay. No, so Don was impressed with the crowd. We were even saying, he goes, how's it going so far? I go, Don, it's 31 degrees, and we had over 400 people tailgating at 9 a.m. He goes, that's really fantastic. And he has said he's coming to a tailgate. I go, we got to get you out. We knew you couldn't. He goes, it's an hour and a half away. I'll get down here. Don't worry, guys. So he was pretty impressed. Speaking of impressive, and Adam, you go with this.
What's that?
Mikel Yore? Did he come out?
Well, yeah, he did. Actually, he was there
Was that before or after drum?
before drum.
Okay, that was pre-drum. I wasn't sure.
He was there pre-drum, and then he got to center pitch about right after the drum, like right before kickoff. So someone was just like, hey, is that him standing directly under us in directly right under where the tifos were, which is Mikel. And he was just like, Mikel. And I was like, okay, cool. Then we started the chant. I found out that according to some sources, the la 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 part is kind of like the 13 Days of Christmas, where it's like fa la 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 la. That's how it's supposed to end. I haven't confirmed this yet, but this is what I was told. So I'm gonna look at some videos and I'm gonna see if that's the case. And here's the thing. That might be a little bit harder to get people to randomly just remember. So if it doesn't work that way, it's not 100% perfect. We'll put our own spin on it.
Yeah, let's put our mark on it.
We'll put our own spin on it.
Yeah.
And by put our own spin, I mean laziness.
Yeah.
Put some
Well, how
laziness
do
on
you
it.
say water? We say water.
Water,
Exactly.
exactly.
Exactly. We'll put our water on it.
Yes.
Yeah, because I tell you what, the union did send that out to the Denmark fans, and they were like, and it was like a long list of replies. So they couldn't tell the difference, just like we couldn't tell the difference when watching their shoddy Twitter videos of this. So I think we're fine.
But here's
We'll
the
be
thing.
all right.
I find that interesting now that these guys are now coming to MLS, and these clubs are excited for them. You know, that's an interesting dynamic, because it's like every other sport in America. I'd be like, yeah, he's going to Major League Baseball. Obviously he's reaching the pinnacle, but you can argue some of these leagues might be on the level of Major League Soccer, and the way that these guys are just like, our boy's going to America, let's all send him off and feel good for him. I'm just like, that to me is
I think some of these countries, like the Denmarks and the Norways of the world, think that they'll come to America and then become a Hollywood movie star because they came to America.
I mean, that's fair. I believe I'm a Hollywood movie star solely because I'm an American, so I understand that.
Well, you definitely act like it.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar,
But the
bills,
other
y'all.
thing is, it's weird. I never even thought about it until recently. I feel like all these fans of Michael's or me. I heard it's Michael, not
Yeah,
Mikael.
actually, I think it is Michael. I think he said it's actually pronounced Michael.
Yeah,
not Mikel.
Mikel.
yeah. So
Did we over
feel like-
enunciate it?
I think we saw the no
put
C in there, and I was like, no, that's
we
it.
put an anye on a word that didn't need an anye.
Yeah.
Is that what we did there?
I feel like all his fans from his other club or even Denmark fans are like, oh, he's one of my. I'm now a Union fan. Like a lot of these
Yeah.
people in Europe don't have a Major League Soccer team.
Yeah.
So when you get one of their people, they're like, I'm a Union
I
fan
think it happened
now.
with him. It happened with Stuart Finley.
It did
Yeah,
happen
it happened
with
with
Stuart
Finley.
from that his
Yeah.
old team really.
So
supported
now I
him.
think there's a marketing effort to get people from second division clubs in Europe just to get their fans, to become a fan and buy that foreign jersey.
I think now MLS has a little bit more respect on a global level than it did 5-10 years ago. I mean, it's still obviously, a cry away from the top 8-9 leagues in the world, but at the same time, it's we got guys like Shaqiri showing up, when you guys have individuals who are starting their careers in MLS, Ura's not at the end of his career, not even close.
No, not
He's
at all.
probably in the prime of his career, coming off one of his best seasons, and he said, I'm not going to just continue here. I'm moving on to the United States of America for my career. I mean, I think that's I was listening to SiriusXM FC on the way in, and they were talking about Shaqiri. And it was just well, he's coming over here to play in Chicago. Is he really committed to it? Is he chasing the paycheck? Does he want to just live in America? And it's you never really, really know. But the way that he was speaking, he was like, no, I want it to come to America. I wanted this challenge. I wanted this. And I mean, that's really great for the profile and the image of this league, you know?
Yeah, and it's also, this league isn't your last stop anymore.
No.
It is
it could be
now,
it could be a builder.
It is now I don't want to call it just a stepping stone, but you can do great things and you can move on to, because you think about most people that leave MLS, they're going to Premier League or Bundesliga or La Liga, not to, Liga MX or something. So it's on par with those leagues and teams like the Union are almost like the Ajax, where if you're a fan of a guy that's developing and he gets to that, you're like, this is great. Like for us, when Brendan Aronson went to Salzburg, we were like, ooh, Red Bull. And then you're like, no, this is a great club because that's going to propel him to the next level. And now Leeds is like firing coaches to get his own coach and stuff like that. We could talk about that later. So,
it's like, and when you look at it on its face, I was looking at the FIFA standings the other day, and because I'm that level of a nerd with it, and I'm like the Union are in the top 200.
Oh yeah,
like
only MLS team.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the Union, between the academy, between their recent success and all this, have cracked the top 200 clubs in the world. Like if you talk to me about the 2014, 2015 FIFA or Union, was I gonna ever imagine something of that level? Like legitimately talking about a team that if I turn on, any conversation about MLS, they're talking about the Union as an MLS contender, and it's not like a joke. It's like in the end, they talk like we're supposed to be there, and it's like a consistent thing now.
Yeah. Now, we were talking about developing talent. Some of our developing talent made his debut.
Yes.
Julian Kranz debuted. He had 14 pressures. Like, I was impressed. I mean, yeah, he didn't put the goal in the back of the net, but he didn't really have a lot of opportunities. But I was like, dude, like I said, when we saw him in preseason, I go, he's a younger Sebastian Letou. My guy runs up and down the field. He loves to put pressure, and he gets back on defense. And I think this could be the steal of the season for Ernst, considering that Miami had no spot for him. And this just might go down as like Ernst being Ernst, and holy crap. And if he turns out what he's like and Michael turns out what he's like, holy crap. But I guess we should get into the game, huh, guys?
I mean, if you want, I could keep talking about those gentlemen all day.
Well, you want to talk about him, Biso?
Look,
and I'll defend him. I mean, he got beat.
He got burnt. That
but
was
you know
toast.
what? 3 out of the other 4 guys got burnt on that same play,
No,
too.
yeah, Glesnes took a horrible approach to that ball.
Wagner could have closed in if you look at the replay.
It was the only person who did right there was Elliott. Elliott actually had his man marked.
Yeah.
And the irony was Glesnes was waiting for the cutback. And shout out to Kevin Kincaid, because I saw his breakdown on Twitter, and it was a fabulous breakdown on the Minnesota goal. In Bizo, usually you dive bomb there. Usually you just kind of run out and try to just cut down the angle as much as humanly possible. He choked. He
went for the interception,
and he whiffed like Orlando Scandrick.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where he's beat. But then here's the problem with it: Glesnes needs to just cut the angle down. Like he just needs to just run all the way to the end line and make sure.
Glesnes got tripped between 2 people, didn't know what to. Yeah.
But the problem was, and this is something that's interesting with a center back pairing that has had as long together as they've had at this point, probably one of the longer tenured center backings in MLS at this moment. They, you would expect that he would know that Elliott was there to cover his back, and Elliott had covered his back, and that's
I mean, I was upset about the goal, but I was more upset that it was Franco Frogpan and Robin Lod that scored on us. Yeah, say that a couple times. It's like phlegm coming out of your.
Look, Robin Lod. I'm gonna Americanize it as possible.
Lod. Yeah.
Look, I'm looking at the stats now. It was a pretty even match in terms of a lot of the numbers here.
Here's the other thing. I just want to tell people out there: Minnesota don't suck.
No,
they're a good club.
Minnesota's a good team.
They were a good club.
4th seed in the playoffs.
Did they make it to the?
They made it
to
to
the Western
the-
Finals, did they not?
No, not the Western Finals. They knocked out
Semifinals?
semis. Yeah.
Who did Portland play in the finals?
Oh, not Minnesota. Who did Portland play? Well, you got your computer.
Yeah, you
I'll
got
look
your
it up right now.
No,
Filibuster.
but can
and
we,
they had a good offseason. They picked up couple pieces. So Minnesota isn't terrible. And, and traditionally, let's just face it, the Union and home openers, and I don't have it in front of me, they are not above 500. I will bet cash money on home openers or openers. They're not above 500 in either of those stats.
Real Salt Lake.
That's right, Salt Lake. Yeah. So it was, Minnesota's tougher, and you get away with a point for that opener. I'm okay with. If they lost, I'd be, oh shit, what's going on? But we didn't have everybody. We did just get rid of Miro. There were things, but I fully expect a win on Saturday.
Oh,
we'll get into
100%.
that. But I mean,
What's your guys' thoughts on Brujo in this game?
I liked it.
I love Brujo.
I loved him.
He had a bit of a.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a. I don't know. What do you want to call it with the injuries and whatnot? I don't know if you guys saw that. I mean, that was. It was a little weird to see.
Yeah.
And I feel like he does that a lot.
A little bit.
He does tend to do a little bit of the filibustering, as you will. But no, I love Brujo's play in this game. Just made me love him more. Like how physical he is.
When the kids got in, I was like, my God, the kids have to listen. The midfield was solid. The defense had one big mistake.
We didn't miss Jamira, like you said. I mean, I don't think so.
No, and
not really. No, not at least.
Blake was Blake. I mean, Blake did save a loss at the very end.
Oh yeah, the save of the week. That's if that's not the save of the week.
100%.
So, like I said, I'm just waiting to see the forwards come in and do what they can do and start hanging goals on people, and it's going to be a whole different world now. You got any parting shots in that game? Because I'm ready to kind of forget about it.
It was nice.
Hey, we got a point.
It was nice to get out of a game, and it's like 3:00 in the afternoon.
Oh yeah, that was very nice.
I
took a nap, like a real nap, and then did things with the rest of my evening. That was cool.
Yeah. I ordered takeout. Oh, it was glorious. It was like
couple thoughts. I like their jerseys.
I do like
the blue.
I like the jerseys.
Those are some nice jerseys.
Confused me at first.
The
I thought
Target logo actually works with it. Like it doesn't even look
Yeah. Yeah.
intrusive as a sponsorship logo. So I kind of like
as soon as our in studio security branding gets me the employee discount, I'm getting that jersey.
that. It's a
man.
pretty solid. MLS did pretty well this year. We'll have our jersey talk episode eventually, but MLS did a pretty decent job here. Last thing I'll say is I thoroughly appreciated the Minnesota fans who came. A couple of them showed up to the tailgate. They were super nice. They're
from Minnesota.
we forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
we had the Minnesota United supporters out at the tailgate.
It was a handful of them. First off, shout out for them all showing up for. It's the home opener. I mean, it's like the season opener. If you're a traveling supporters group, you're gonna go anywhere to the edges of the earth to see your team play.
Did you not get the memo that it was Minnesota spring break 2022?
No, I literally asked them.
Balmy for them.
It was sunny, but it was cold and it was windy, and I was just like, so is this like springtime for y'all? And they're like, yeah, we're good actually. This is
I will.
They
pass
wanted to go.
along-
They wanted to go skinny dipping in the Delaware. I go, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
That's fair.
Now I will pass along some feedback we got from them. They had a blast at the tailgate. Everybody was super friendly to them. They had an awesome time there. So
yeah, Sam, who's the president of the Dark Cloud, she's also part of ISC. So we were talking. Then we lent some flagpoles to them, that kind of stuff. So there's always a good relationship with probably 90% of the supporters groups. But it's one of the things that I love hearing is because we get spoiled with our own lot. We're like, we should do this, or we need to do that, or this sucks, and they're like, you got a great setup. They're like, they looked at the whole grill setup. They're like, that's awesome. The DJ's over here. You got tables. You got this big lot. Oh my God, the beer trailer. Like they were just so impressed and I think jealous, which is kind of cool because I know the DC people were jealous and stuff. So I'm like, that makes you feel good after you do that because half the time we just bitch. We're like, man, we don't have electricity 24/7. We don't have internet. We don't have enough FIFA for Adam to play. Like, we need flat screens.
I've been to Minnesota Stadium. They don't have the space that we have at all.
No, I mean, and like there was the catch-22 of the downtown stadium, right? Like if you have it right downtown, that's great, but that's why you have to utilize local pubs for your tailgate as opposed to actually having an authentic tailgate. And I mean, look, the Union, top to bottom, have always been very conducive to the soccer experience. You know, they allow more flags and drums from opposing fans than most MLS stadiums would. You know, their tailgate spaces for both teams, even the away fans, have pretty much all of Lot A when they want it. When I visited some of my friends from Red Bull and their respective groups for the playoff game, and like they had acres, like, you know, they had a lot of room to just set their stuff up and be how they want to be.
Devin,
I think it's good.
I hate to edit Adam, but he was wrong on his first statement.
Which
What?
one's that?
We changed some shit up.
We did.
Yeah, we announced it at ISC. It's something Mark Evans and I talked about, and then Richard signed off on and was good
Fair.
with. At ISC, I told all the supporter groups, I said, you don't have to call the Union front office to find out what you can bring into the stadium anymore. All you need to do is check with what your front office lets us bring into your stadium. It's now quid pro quo. And I told them, hey, Red Bull, y'all going to have a blast. You can bring your drums, your flags. You're good because you let us bring everything in there. New York City, D.C., you're going to hate it here because you're only allowed what we're allowed, and we're not allowed jack shit in your stadium anymore. You ain't bringing it. So we kind of went to a quid pro quo because we think they need to talk to their front office and be like, hey, when we used to go down to Philly, we could do this, and now we can't. You need to let these guys bring drums, flags, that kind of stuff. So this year we are kind of being pricks. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
You know,
The rest of your statement was right, Adam.
No,
The rest
I mean,
was
just
correct.
completely derail
Yeah.
everything that I was intended to say almost instantaneously. No, that's completely fair. And look, I support that in its essence, and I hope it doesn't equal more censorship. I hope it
Yeah.
equals more openness.
I'm hoping.
I hope it forces some hands, because when I talk to my friends who do other sports, like when I'm talking to my people at the Philadelphia Phoenix and all that, I'm like, the uniqueness.
You said sports.
I'm gonna fight you. The uniqueness of what we have here is our ability to give you the full fan experience that you're probably not going to find in literally any other sport.
No.
Like any other. Like, you're not going to find it in college basketball. You're not going to find it in college football. You're not going to find it in any professional sport in this country.
Even in Europe, ours is different.
Yeah. Well, it's because I always say we have a more Latin America, South America vibe to our supporter sections. Because here's the thing. When I watch EPL games, like, yeah, the chants are beautiful and in unison, but there is a lot of downtime where you hear
They only
no
chant when they're up.
noise.
You only chant when you're up or you're trolling somebody.
Right.
And yeah.
And
so,
that's something as, like, if you ask any of the people who support us who are doing our job, they're like, you should be chanting the whole 90 minutes, even if we're down 14-0. And I'm just like, all right, sure.
And you guys normally do. The only time we don't chant is when something really interesting is going on in the game. And we're all like, oh, so that's the only time where the chants really die, is because we're waiting to explode. So.
And that helps me recognize that there's a goal possibly happening. So then I get,
everyone's ignoring Adam.
yeah.
Look, down in front, Adam. Some shit's going on.
People are like, you see 0% of the game. Why do you see goals all the time? And I'm like, I know exactly
Yeah.
what the build-up is about to happen based on 1,000 faces I'm simultaneously looking at.
Now, speaking of goals, we have Montreal at 4:00. I'm expecting goals upon goals upon goals for us.
Is
Not
it
them.
inside?
It's
Yes.
inside. It's in the
Okay,
Big O.
yeah, all the goals.
In
Yeah,
the Big
yeah.
O.
All the goals.
We should win this by 3.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Why?
Um,
Like, here's the thing. I don't like being cocky. This is a weird
No.
feeling.
So we're
I'm here for it.
reaching out. We've already reached out. Check the knack. We're gonna know about viewing parties. I'm torn between Zeds and maybe Yards.
Can we not go to Canada?
We can go to Canada. A friend of the pod and owner of the team, Richard, wanted us all to go to Canada, but this is the last weekend I have before I'm away for 3 weeks back to back to back for work, and I'm going, yeah, I can't do that Montreal trip and then all this. So I was like, I'm gonna stay at home and do some laundry but go out to watch the game somewhere at a fine pub to support the fandom. So yeah, I'm expecting. I got to think everybody's playing.
Yeah.
It's time to fire.
This has
on
got to
them.
be the all.
And Montreal is going through what we can say is a transition, from a transition to an okay team to a poorly named team to.
They signed Kai Kamara. Obviously, they're ready. That is the
Did they
sign
get-
of going for it.
Did they get a flux capacitor too? And we'll go back to like 2012 when Kai Kamara was good.
I forget who I was talking to about this the other day. Maybe it was at the game, or maybe it was like at maybe it was another conversation entirely. But it was just like, Kai Kamara has played for like 70% of MLS.
He is the Bruce Arena of strikers.
He is the Adam Oates of soccer players. Like this man is the Patrick. No, it's not even Patrick Beverly. This man's like Rodney Buford. Like he's like legit Avery Bradley out here,
God,
just
I would
playing
take
for
Rodney Buford as a backup right now for the Sixers. He
Would
do
you?
wonders.
The
No.
sheriff? No, man.
Actually, it'd be entertaining.
We got Willie Cauley-Stein.
I don't trust Willie Cauley-Stein to get 5 fouls in the NBA.
I mean, look, man. Once upon a time, we had a backup centers with Matt Geiger and Tom McCullough. We've come a long way.
We have. All right. So MLS news. Well, it's really just the alumni news. B, Mark, Jack, and now Ant. The only news I got is Brendan Aronson's adopted father and his father's doppelganger is now running Leeds. So how soon? If you got to pray that they stay up. You got to pray that Jesse Marsch can keep them in the Premier League so Brendan Aronson can go to Leeds and we can see him next in the summer play for Leeds. That's I think the only news, unless you've got more, Adam. I know you're typing furiously. I don't know how our kids doing in Valencia.
No, first off, don't fight me because I'll give you a Palermo update that you don't want.
Until an alumni play at Palermo, no Palermo.
No. But what we have right here is I'm looking at the standings right now of the EPL, and
It's ugly.
it's not great. But the point system right now is both all three teams that we need to be clear right now are clear. Leeds is clear by 2 points. Brentford is clear by 3 points. And Newcastle is clear by 4 points. These are the three clubs I need to stay up. Only for entertainment purposes of me. I need Newcastle to stay up to see what the money does.
See, I kind of want Newcastle to go down to see what they do.
No, because they'll delay it a year. They won't bust their load into the championship.
True.
It's stupid.
But they'll do a preemie load.
They'll sign like dude. They'll sign like one striker to
They'll make
score
sure they're
47
getting up.
goals.
They'll
They'll secure promotion.
Yeah.
But that's it. But like I'm saying right now, like I need and then also by the way, Everton might go down. That's weird.
Every time I go down?
They're 1 point away from the relegation zone.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, we've
they're
got
17th
time.
in the
That's
standings.
interesting.
But it's
bad.
So here's what I want to know: Does Brentford Devin outweigh Union Devin? Would he sacrifice Brentford to see Brendan Aronson play in the Premier League with Leeds?
That is a.
I mean, you still have
rough
Tottenham to
decision.
root for in the Premier League, kind of. So who's stronger?
I mean, they're
Is
basically wolves
Is
now.
it Union Devin, or is it Brentford Devin? And keep in mind that Aronson's listen to the pod.
Yeah.
His dad knows what you look like.
You've met him.
Yeah.
You've met the family.
His mom knows what you look like. She listens.
Yeah,
been intimate with the Aaronsons.
Mrs.
Go
Aronson is
Leeds?
sipping a glass of
Yeah,
wine.
go
Leeds. That's how that works.
Leeds.
No, I need prayers and thoughts with Brentford and Leeds, please. No more World Cup 2026, please. Prayers and thoughts with.
Look, here's the thing. So right now the bottom three is Burnley, Watford, and Norwich City, and I feel bad for Josh Sargent, but Norwich City is gone. But part of me, and I love Raj from Men in Blazers, but the chaos of Everton going down would just be like, oh man.
And when do they open their new stadium?
Sirens.
They
What's
haven't,
up?
they haven't opened the new stadium.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Would that open next year too?
I love
The
this.
championship.
I love this stuff right now where it's just like all of these teams have big plans for next year when next year is not certain. Like this is the definition of why the Super League was going to be a thing.
I'm
like legitimately,
I
they were
might-
like, we need the security.
I might have to email Raj and see if he'll give us like a clip or something just on his thoughts of this if they get put down. I'll try to work that into the pod.
Please do.
I'll see. He may not answer that email. He answers most of my emails, but that one maybe not. I don't know.
I think De Vries is still doing good things out in northern Italy.
Yeah, I don't know if have they even played? I don't
know for sure. As I am now, because for the first time in a while, I brought my laptop to one of these, so I'm actually trying to pretend like I am doing something important here.
Nobody can see this except us. When we know what you're doing.
No. But it's cool. I like to show my
Just big
my
typing
humble side.
noises and like.
It's like the background of KYW. It's just like typing, even though they
Jesse
haven't
Marsch,
used-
we could, go into Leeds.
Well, we
That's,
did talk about that.
we-
When you're not paying
oh,
attention,
man,
were you popping beers? Like,
Yeah,
geez, we
I'm a
just-
little busy over here.
Yeah, man. Devin's sitting there shotgun a beers going, did we talk about this?
De Vries has had 16 minutes in the top flight with a yellow card. So
All right.
yeah.
Dude, that kid loves to get penalties, man.
he's a scrapper. The man likes to.
I do not want to be in traffic with him on the Schuylkill because, God, he'll just be bumping you all over the place. Devin, we didn't talk about this the last because it didn't happen, right? With U.S. soccer finally,
I don't think so. No.
settling up. So
the women got some money.
Women got some money finally. So
Yeah.
I want to go, oh, good for U.S. No, that's what you're supposed to do. But good for the women. Good for maybe the future. Maybe there's a light at the end of the tunnel. That and here's the other thing. U.S. soccer, I don't know, did they do the right thing or were they forced to do the right thing? But then FIFA comes out and does the right thing. The world's upside down right now.
Look,
it is all screwed up. I can't, I'm scared to go outside right now.
Do I believe that Abraham Lincoln really gave a shit about freeing the slaves? No, I don't. But did he do it to maintain the Union? Yes, he did. It's a similar thing to me. Do I believe that U.S. soccer really wanted to pay these women? No, I don't. But here's the problem. The men's teams, and this is not even an indictment on the women's team, it's more of the men's team issue. Because the men are so delightfully mediocre, the women could do this. Because the women said, we do things. Like, we actually accomplish the goals that you set out for us. We go to tournaments, we win trophies. We go to World Cups, we win trophies. We go to Olympics, we get medals. Your men sometimes don't even qualify for said tournaments, let alone advance to the knockout round, let alone win them. So give us our money. Because this is ridiculous. Like any other profession on the planet Earth, if someone is succeeding at the highest level over and over and over again at a dynasty level, you reward them for consistent performance. You know, you don't give the but they were watched more. Okay, cool. But if we're gonna tell me it's just revenue based on how many people put eyes on them, then we're having a completely different conversation about performance. My
issue with U.S. soccer was always, of course, it was the disparity in the money, but it's the disparity in how they promote the two.
Oh, my God.
Because they could be promoting the women as winners and getting more eyes on them, but they go the easy route and promote the men because that's the low-hanging fruit. That's what's going to get, on Fox and on TV. And if they spent the time to promote the women equally to what they promote the men, they probably would see a higher profit on merch and everything else, but they just chose not to do the hard thing. They chose to do the easy thing.
It's the whole ESPN with the MLS thing where they don't want to do you promote it and then make it a big thing, or do you wait until it's a big thing and don't promote it? Yeah, it's the chicken for the egg.
You need to find a partner, but they needed to develop that. It's if U.S. soccer treated the women like they treat, like MLS treats like developmental academies to grow the sport, they would have seen fruits of their labor years ago.
But it's even a thought process that's even more primitive than that. It's the historical thought that women's sports doesn't do anything. It doesn't move the needle.
Well, it's boring, or it's not as good,
so
or all the caveman thought.
Do you think more people watch the competitiveness of women's tennis or the top four heaviness of men's tennis?
I don't watch any tennis, so I can't answer any of this.
Basically, what I'm saying is this. If you want something to grow, you do something to help it grow.
Right.
It's fairly obvious that they don't want this to grow. Now, I don't know if it's intentional. I would believe it's just laziness.
I think it's ignorance.
And ignorance. But that's at the core of this. Like, I talked to my girlfriend about this as an Italian citizen, and she says the women's team in Italy is just getting funding. Where its counterparts from France, Germany, Spain, England have been getting funding for years now. Italy is just saying, like, we got a women's team. Let's put some money behind it.
I don't know if we want to use Europe as our benchmark to follow, because they're
but at the same time, but Barcelona's women are selling out Camp Nou. You have the FA Cup at Wembley with West Ham and Arsenal playing in it, where you're getting 40, 50,000 fans, where in America that sounds barbaric, but why? Why does that sound weird? Is because it was never promoted to be a sport that was supposed to get those levels. I'd say this is one of the biggest things, and I digress. The NWSL is not the greatest league for a lot of different reasons. But one of the things that sucks about it, and I hate this thought, when you separate the identities of the teams, meaning if you have two teams owned by an MLS club, but they have separate names, separate identities, separate operatings, you you lose an opportunity to create a synergy, which European clubs found out a long time ago. If you just call the team Barcelona Women, the Barcelona men fans feel a connection with that team, regardless if they're big women's soccer fans. They're wearing the badge, they're wearing the jersey. If you just call it, if Everton Women, Chelsea Women, I wish it was capable of them to live on their own merits, but it's not the case at the moment. So if you're going to make it work, why wouldn't you try to create an environment that would make fans want to invest in it? And time and time again, we're still not doing that, even when people are clamoring for it.
No, and you touched on the NWSL that's a league that needs help, and I've been like, it'd be great if they imploded the league and rebuild it. But we can get into that later. Maybe we'll have someone like Heather come on, or Heather Mitz, someone to come on and talk about it. But there's so much room for growth, even in this market. We would love to see a team just trying to figure that all out. Now, speaking of growth, and speaking of things on the cutting edge, Adam, tell us about EMLS.
Your boy is going to have to miss San Jose because I have been I'm going down to South by Southwest.
There are capos right now texting me like, my spot, my spot, my spot.
None of them. It's Rob's in charge. That's my rules. Anyway, bye. Legitimately, I'm really excited about this. Me, Serge, Mills, we're heading down to Austin, Texas, the South by Southwest for last chance qualifiers. We're gonna see if Serge
is Mills driving you guys down in the golden Subaru.
No, I wanted it to be the truck
great.
with my face on it. That would have been great, but no, they're actually putting us on a jet plane.
Whoa!
I don't know if it's a chartered flight or not. There might be MLS rules against that of some sort.
EMLS rules, yeah.
There might be. There might be some oversight.
They don't want to spoil you guys.
No. Look, if I'm not in business class, I'm not getting on that plane. I'm just telling you this right now.
I don't think JetBlue's got business class, my guy.
Look, he said, like Camille said, did you want an aisle or a window? So I got options, man. I got options.
Do you want a pillow? Bring it yourself.
You know what? I would. I actually would. I don't trust the air Ziploc bagged pillows. But no, I'm going to go down there. Serge is going to try to qualify for last chance qualifiers. I got to say this, because we had Serge at Help Kick Hunger. The man's good. The man's really good at FIFA. This is
I only say he's good because Kevin Casey's kid didn't show up.
First off, okay,
he was playing real soccer at Disney.
I gotta really point out how good Kevin Casey's kid is at FIFA.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I wanted to see that. I wanted to see Kevin Casey's kid.
Kids are supposed to be better at video games.
I just wanted to see it.
Children should be better at video games. They have more free time.
Serge was a super nice guy. His brother was there. Friends. They were all awesome.
They were great.
When he got on the ones and twos, he whooped ass left and right.
He was 7-0 dominating performances.
He looked like he could have. I'm telling you, Devin. He looked like he could have played when you see the chess pros play 7 tables at once.
Oh, yeah.
He could have gone up and down and just whooped ass. And you could have been playing he's not playing me. Hold on, give me that controller. Let me get back to that. He could have gone through all those consoles and just whooped ass. So
he's literally a grandmaster in Central Park right now.
Yeah, he's doing speed chess. But
yeah, so we're heading down. We're going to see if he can qualify for the last spot to get himself into the tournament. If not, you're going to see me just, at Franklin's Barbecue having a good-ass time. And
let me tell you, the In-N-Out Burger right off of UT's campus, not bueno, bro, not bueno.
Look, I did In-N-Out Burger in California, and I didn't like it. So I don't think Texas. No, what is it? Whataburger? Is that what they have?
Whataburger's down there too. But yeah, all right. So Devin's giving us the wrap it up, guys. now he's done. He's all tired of talking or something.
No, he's just mad the Oilers just scored on the power play. That's all.
So let's just touch a little bit on Premier League, just a little bit. Our guy Kepa, this poor bastard.
I mean, what do you want me to? He's a goalie, man. Goalies are not supposed to.
But they subbed him in just for the penalties.
Oh, yeah.
To be a goalie.
Andrew McCarthy.
Well, he wasn't that good of a goalie because he left everything the hell in, didn't he? It all went in.
Nor was
everything.
Allison.
Yeah.
He was also shit.
You know what he did?
Scored his kick.
Yeah.
Look,
what did Kepa do?
Look.
Listen, Kepa's got a job with the Philadelphia Stars kicking field goals because that thing still hasn't landed.
Look,
that thing was.
If your team
I was watching that on my phone. while watching the Sixers, and I'm going, I can't believe I'm paying attention to this right now.
There's just not part of me that can just be like, yeah, I'm upset my goalie missed a kick in a penalty kick shootout of like 15 kicks.
You know what I was upset when I was watching Jurgen Klopp do his stupid dance with that tiny little ass cup. Then I'm going, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
What?
Then it hit me that I was angry that they lost on those bullshit
Honestly,
penalties.
I believe that after the goalie, it should go to the managers. I want Klopp and Tuchel kicking 13th.
Yeah. And then the mascots.
Yeah,
that would be.
You know, I want the Brentford B to come out.
Yeah.
I need that in my life. I crave that.
I think Fang would practice some. Here's
the thing.
Yeah.
I think about this all the time.
Jim would bury that penalty kick.
I think about this all the time.
Yeah.
Your most athletic mascot is Franklin. And then we can go from there.
No, I think Fang kicks his ass.
Look.
You see the guns on Fang?
No. I say that Franklin is your most physically imposing mascot. But in terms of like, who is your athlete? Like, who is your
Fang?
athlete?
Fang's running up and down these
You haven't,
steps, man.
like, y'all go to enough Sixers games to see the things that I see Franklin do.
He's jumping off a trampoline. Come on, man.
Can Fang do a split? Can Fang do a split? There's one.
Men can't do splits.
He did a split.
Men can't do splits.
Tell that
Franklin
to
can.
He's
Fred
neutered.
because
Tell
he's
that
neutered.
to Fred Astaire.
Yeah, neutered again.
You don't get neutered if you're a reptile.
Oh Lord.
You don't have the testicles to get removed.
He's got a big tail.
This has gone off the
He's got a big
rails
tail.
and the bridge.
All
And
right. Now, last bit. I just have to say because this was God Almighty a reflection of the world, and I'm going to put it in union terms. So Roman Abramovich just decides, I am going to put the team stewardship with the Chelsea Trust. That's like if Jay Sugarman goes, hey, I got in trouble, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Paul Howard control of the team from now on and walk away. Like, it is like the most...
Sounds like a fabulous idea.
yeah,
My
I mean,
God.
I'm all for that.
Like,
Actually,
yeah,
can
yeah.
we?
Paul Howard would be a
Can
fabulous
we get the
owner.
petition
I don't know
going real quick?
It is...
We'll run it like the Green Bay Packers.
The Chelsea committee, the Chelsea Foundation is for grassroots football. Like, you look at the list of people, yes, the only person that's both is the chairman of Chelsea is also the chairman of that foundation, and everything else is like grassroots people. They're like, they don't know how to run a football team, so this is all like, oh, the Premier League might take this team away from me. They also gave it to the Saudis for Newcastle, but
and here's the thing: even if he sells, this is basically just Donald Sterling again. He gets all the money. Like, if he sells it, he gets 100% of the profits.
They're thinking people are lining up to make offers. So far, the first offer that was rejected was $2.2 billion.
That's low.
It's a low ball offer.
That's the Clippers.
So much
That's what
money.
that's what the Clippers are worth. And you have to ask the question:
It
Is Chelsea
is-
more valuable than the Los Angeles Clippers?
Yes,
Then,
but they lose
Yeah,
money.
Low ball.
The Clippers
Low
might make
ball.
money.
Yeah.
Chelsea
That's
loses
the
money.
irony.
Oh, the Clippers
That's the irony.
are-
Clippers make money.
Yeah.
Chelsea
Is
doesn't make money.
Chelsea more valuable than the Lakers?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
On the world stage, yes.
On
They
the
don't-
No, I don't think so at all. I think the Lakers have a
the
world
Lakers are
recognition.
still a more profitable organization
more
than
profitable
Chelsea.
because of, but
But
now if Chelsea joins the Super League, they'll be more
That's
profitable.
what I'm saying. Like, look, here's the thing. Chelsea's been cute for like 20, 25 years, right? Like, it's been like
He
a
bought in
relatively
2004, I think.
So it's been a
2005.
relatively like
Yeah.
Chelsea's international dominance has been like a really new thing, like
Yeah.
you would say, right? Okay, the Los Angeles Lakers have been winning things since the goddamn 60s. Like, I think there's a difference in like, we're not talking about Liverpool in LA. We're talking
Not
about the
this year,
Lakers.
my friend. Not this year, my friend.
Not
It's all
this
about
year,
the
but I'm saying like they've had a
9-8
Kobe.
76ers.
They've
It's
had
the
a
Lakers.
Kareem
It's the Lakers, and
Abdul-Jabbar.
that's it.
They've had a Wilt Chamberlain. Like, come on,
We're
man.
gonna
Not an
con- we're gonna-
Oxlade
we're gonna-
Chamberlain, a Wilt Chamberlain.
We're going to continue this on episode 91. But we'll
Don't
name
get me
it after our
started.
Lakers. So now, everyone, Devin's just blowing a gasket here, so we're going to wrap this up. So everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 91 or 90. This is episode 90, Corey Simon, and let's get ready to see this Montreal game, and we will be back next week to discuss what happened.
Thank you guys. Continue to watch.
Aloha.